Living with the Presence of Absence, The Grief of Loss and the Solitary Journey that Leads to a New Life Beyond Death, written by Jim Colajuta, narrated by Hadi Hajjar. Chapter 1. Grief. Grief is a painful emotional reaction to loss that, like other emotions, is variable and unpredictable. It includes feelings of rage, despair, fear, guilt, and in the case of severe grief, unbearable agony. The way each person deals with sorrow is influenced by various elements, including their personality, community or support system, self-confidence, and worldview. However, grieving is more than just a feeling associated with loss. It also entails a real battle to understand the loss and its relation to one's current and future existence. We all experience grief from the minute we take our first breath. We've left the comfortable, protected world of our mother's womb to come into a chilly, noisy, strange environment, and our sensation of loss is isolated from the start. We go on to lose friends, jobs, neighborhoods, goals, and expectations, as well as minor and significant losses. Even the happiest times in our lives are accompanied by losses. Having a kid entails trading one way of life for another, while getting married entails losing independence. As joyful as we may be in these changes in our life, they are accompanied by a period of mourning. Having a child means losing your freedom for another, at least for some time. Your life will never be entirely your own again. Your husband or wife's relationship is eternally altered. A superb job advancement may require you to change your relationships with coworkers or even leave longtime coworkers. Illness, physical impairment, divorce, job losses, moving, a house fire, war, natural disasters, unfulfilled dreams, missed opportunities, the loss of youth and beauty, aging, the loss of important social status, the amputation of a body part, the birth of a handicapped child are all examples of grief that is not related to death of a dream. In each of these cases, someone is on the verge of losing something precious, something priceless. We're all going through a grieving process, one that may be quite intense but goes unnoticed. When a painful event is approaching, we may experience anticipatory grieving. These grieving sentiments might build up over time. These undiagnosed grief and loss difficulties might all surface simultaneously, resulting in more complicated psychological reactions and deep depressions, especially when they go unnoticed when a significant loss occurs. Normal, difficult, and traumatic or acute grieving are the three types of grief. Normal is such a subjective term. After all, what is normal? Many textbooks utilize similar terminology to break down natural sadness into something with a known cause and no link to self-esteem. Many books still use Freud's original definition from 1915. Grief is the result of the denial of death collapsing. That is to say, the mourner weeps because they can no longer ignore death's truth. Each person has a few significant others to whom they are emotionally committed and seeks to maintain a tight physical and psychological relationship. Separation from these people triggers behavior patterns that attempt to reestablish intimacy. The intensity of these actions varies depending on the length of the separation or whether or not either party is in danger. That is, the stronger the behaviors are, the longer the isolation and the bigger the danger. As the individual realizes that the long-awaited reunion will not happen, these behaviors go away. In the present psychoanalytic literature, there is a lot of debate about whether complicated grieving, triggered by a traumatic incident, could be classified as post-traumatic stress syndrome. There is definitely a push to acknowledge that grieving can be pathological. Some clinicians feel that the sort of death can have an impact on how grief manifests. Depression, anxiety, interpersonal issues, substance addiction, hallucinations, physical sickness, and even death are among the signs of sorrow. When determining whether or not a patient is coping with
Sample complete. Ready to continue?